The world's most powerful cities are no longer where most people think they are. Across Asia, a new generation of economic giants is quietly changing the future. Here are the 10 cities leading that transformation. Number 10, Manila, Philippines. Let's begin with Manila, a city the old world still underestimates. Many outsiders look at Manila and only see traffic, crowding, and chaos. But behind that chaos, a very serious economic machine is running. Metro Manila is the center of the Philippines' service economy, and it is one of the most important outsourcing hubs in the world. Millions of young English-speaking Filipinos now work with global companies in customer support, finance, healthcare support, technology services, and even AI-related data work. This matters because Manila is not rising through oil, mining, or old colonial wealth. It is rising through people. Its young workforce is helping companies across America, Europe, Australia, and the rest of Asia operate every single day. The Philippine BPO and IT/BPM industry has become one of the country's most important economic engines, supporting millions of jobs directly and indirectly. For many Filipino families, this industry became the bridge between low-income work and a modern middle-class life. At the same time, Manila is slowly trying to fix the infrastructure problems that held it back for decades. New rail lines, expressways, bridges, airports, and public transport projects are trying to connect Metro Manila better with the rest of Luzon. The progress is not perfect. It is often slow, crowded, and politically difficult, but the direction is clear. Manila is no longer just a congested capital. It is becoming the center of a young, service-driven, globally connected economy. What makes Manila powerful is not that everything already works smoothly. What makes it powerful is that it keeps moving despite the difficulty. It is a city of families, workers, call centers, remittances, small businesses, and young people who are trying to push their country into a better future. That kind of hunger cannot be ignored for long. Number 9, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Kuala Lumpur is a city that rarely makes as much noise as Singapore, Dubai, or Shanghai, but is becoming one of the most important technology and business centers in Asia. Malaysia sits at a critical point in the global semiconductor supply chain, especially in chip assembly, testing, and packaging. These are the final but extremely important steps that turn semiconductor components into the chips used in phones, laptops, cars, servers, and AI systems around the world. Kuala Lumpur and the wider Klang Valley are the business brain of Malaysia. This region brings together finance, logistics, technology, real estate, digital services, and corporate headquarters. It is also close enough to Penang and other industrial centers to benefit from Malaysia's deep semiconductor ecosystem. That combination makes Kuala Lumpur more important than it looks from the outside. The world is now trying to reduce its dependence on a few old chip supply chains. Every major economy wants safer, more stable, and more diversified semiconductor production. Malaysia is in the right place at the right time, and Kuala Lumpur is the city where much of the investment, policy, finance, and corporate decision-making comes together. The important thing about Kuala Lumpur is its quiet seriousness. It does not try to look like the loudest city in Asia. It does not need to. While others announce big dreams, Kuala Lumpur is already part of the system that keeps the modern digital world running. Sometimes the future does not arrive with fireworks. Sometimes it arrives through factories, engineers, data centers, ports, corporate offices, and supply chains that simply work. Number 8, Mumbai, India. Number 8 belongs to Mumbai, India's financial capital, and one of the most important cities in Asia. Mumbai is not a new city trying to prove itself. It has already proved itself for generations. It is the home of India's stock markets, major banks, media companies, film industry, ports, corporate headquarters, and some of the most expensive real estate in the world. It is already one of Asia's great economic engines. But the reason Mumbai belongs on this list is not only what it already is, it is what it is becoming next. For decades, Mumbai was trapped by geography. The city was built on a narrow island-like stretch of land, surrounded by sea, with limited space to grow. That created extreme pressure, high rents, long commutes, traffic, overcrowding, and a constant fight for land. But now the Mumbai metropolitan region is entering a new phase. The growth of Mumbai is no longer limited only to old Mumbai or the traditional city core. The next Mumbai is spreading across Navi Mumbai, Thane, Panvel, Raigad, and the wider region around the harbor. Atal Setu, the Mumbai Trans-Harbor Link, has changed the map by directly connecting Mumbai with Navi Mumbai in the mainland. The Navi Mumbai International Airport is expected to become one of India's biggest new aviation assets. Metro expansion, coastal road projects, new business districts, logistics hubs, and the development of NINA are all trying to reduce pressure on the old city and create a larger, more modern Mumbai region. This is why Mumbai is so interesting. It is already rich, already powerful, and already globally known. A city that already ran India's financial life is now building the infrastructure to become a much larger regional economy. Mumbai was already important. The next chapter may make it even bigger. Number 7. Shenzhen, China. A few decades ago, Shenzhen was a small border town near Hong Kong. Today, it is one of the most important technology and manufacturing cities in the world. This is the city of Huawei, Tencent, DJI, BYD, and many other companies that now shape global technology. Shenzhen is not just a place where products are assembled. It is where products are designed, improved, tested, manufactured, and exported at incredible speed. It combines hardware, software, logistics, electronics, research, finance, and manufacturing in a way very few cities on Earth can match. The real power of Shenzhen is its speed. In many Western cities, a new factory, transport line, or technology project can take years of debate before anything happens. In Shenzhen, ideas move quickly from design to prototype to production. That is why the city became a symbol of Chinese innovation and industrial discipline. Shenzhen is a reminder that when Asian cities combine infrastructure, talent, industry, and speed, they can become impossible to ignore. Number 6. Hyderabad, India. At number 6 is Hyderabad, one of India's most exciting modern growth stories. This was once known mainly for pearls, old monuments, food, and the legacy of the Nizams. Today, Hyderabad has become one of the most important technology and data infrastructure centers in Asia. Global technology companies are investing heavily in Hyderabad because the city offers something very valuable: talent, land, infrastructure, and a government that has actively tried to attract technology investment. Major companies like Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and others have expanded their presence in and around the city. Hyderabad is also becoming a major data center and AI infrastructure hub, with billions of dollars of investment linked to cloud computing, hyperscale data centers, and artificial intelligence. It is also one of India's biggest pharmaceutical and life sciences centers. The city and its surrounding region play a major role in vaccines, medicines, biotechnology, research, and healthcare innovation. This gives Hyderabad a rare combination: software, cloud infrastructure, pharma, biotech, real estate, and a young, skilled workforce. Number 5. Hanoi, Vietnam. Number 5 takes us to Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam and one of the most important cities in Southeast Asia's rise. Vietnam has become one of the great manufacturing success stories of the modern world. As global companies try to reduce dependence on a single country for manufacturing, Vietnam has become one of the biggest winners. Hanoi sits at the center of this national ambition. It is the political capital, but it is also a growing hub for electronics, manufacturing, research, and global investment. Around Hanoi, industrial zones are filling with companies that make phones, components, electronics, and high-value products for the world. Samsung has built major research and production operations in Vietnam, and the country has become deeply connected to global supply chains. Vietnam's story is powerful because it comes from a nation that endured decades of war and hardship. Instead of remaining trapped by that past, Vietnam turned itself into one of Asia's most disciplined and export-focused economies. Hanoi reflects that discipline. It is not the loudest city in Asia, but it is one of the most determined. The country is also planning major infrastructure upgrades, including high-speed rail ambitions and better connections between the North and South. These projects matter because Vietnam's next challenge is not just making goods cheaply. It is moving up the value chain, building stronger domestic companies, improving logistics, and turning manufacturing success into long-term national wealth. Hanoi represents a country that does not waste time complaining about history. It builds, exports, learns, and moves forward. Number 4. Chennai, India. Number 4 brings us back to India, to Chennai, one of the most important industrial cities in the country. Chennai is often called the Detroit of India or the Detroit of Asia because of its deep automobile manufacturing base. Hyundai, Renault, Nissan, BMW, Daimler, and many other companies have built major operations in and around the city. For years, Chennai has been one of the places where India's automobile story was actually made real on factory floors. But Chennai is no longer only about cars. It is becoming important in electric vehicles, electronics, components, logistics, software, data, and advanced manufacturing. Tamil Nadu has built one of India's strongest industrial ecosystems, and Chennai sits at the center of it. The city has ports, factories, engineering colleges, skilled workers, IT parks, and a long culture of disciplined manufacturing. A new greenfield airport is being planned at Purander to support future growth. Metro expansion is changing daily transport inside the city. Industrial corridors around Chennai are becoming more important as India tries to build more for the world and reduce dependence on imports. What makes Chennai special is that it is built on steady work. It is a city of engineers, factories, ports, workers, suppliers, and long-term industrial discipline. While many cities talk about becoming manufacturing hubs, Chennai has already spent decades doing the hard work, and that is why Chennai matters for India's future. If India wants to become a true manufacturing power, cities like Chennai will be at the heart of that journey. At number 3 stands Delhi NCR, one of the largest and most powerful metropolitan regions in Asia. This is not just Delhi City. Delhi NCR is a much bigger region that includes Delhi, Gurugram, Noida, Ghaziabad, Faridabad, Greater Noida, and many fast-growing areas around them. Together, they form one of the most important economic zones in India, where government power, corporate offices, technology companies, real estate, education, finance, media, manufacturing, and infrastructure all come together in one massive urban network. Delhi is the political heart of the world's largest democracy. This is where India's parliament sits, where the central government works, where national decisions are made, and where foreign leaders, diplomats, businesses, and investors come when they want to understand India. But Delhi NCR is no longer important only because it is the seat of power. Over the last few decades, the region around Delhi has become an economic machine of its own. Gurugram has become one of India's biggest corporate hubs. It is filled with offices of global companies, consulting firms, financial firms, startups, tech teams, luxury hotels, malls, and high-rise business districts. Many of the world's largest companies run major India operations from Gurugram because the city gives them access to talent, capital, airports, highways, and the decision-making center of the country. What was once a quiet area near Delhi has now become one of India's most expensive and ambitious business cities. Noida has grown in a different but equally important way. It has become a major center for IT, electronics, media, film production, data centers, education, real estate, and new age infrastructure. Many television channels, digital media companies, tech parks, universities, and corporate offices are based here. Greater Noida and the Yamuna Expressway region are now becoming even more important because of the development happening around Jewar and the Noida International Airport. This airport is not just another airport project. It has the potential to create a whole new economic zone around aviation, logistics, warehousing, hotels, manufacturing, real estate, and global connectivity. This is what makes Delhi NCR so powerful. It is not growing as one city. It is growing as a network of cities. Delhi gives it political power. Gurugram gives it corporate power. Noida gives it technology, media, and data center strength. Greater Noida and Jewar bring the next phase of airport-led growth. Ghaziabad, Faridabad, Sonapat, Manesar, Bhiwadi, and other surrounding regions add manufacturing, housing, logistics, and industrial depth. Together, these places are slowly forming one huge economic region where each city has its own role. Infrastructure is what is tying all of this together. New expressways, metro lines, rapid rail systems, highways, airports, and urban corridors are changing the way people move across the region. Areas that once felt too far from Delhi are now being pulled into its economic gravity. The Delhi Meerut RTS, the expansion of metro networks, the Dwarka Expressway, the Eastern and Western Peripheral Expressways, the Yamuna Expressway, and the upcoming airport-led development around Jewar are all making the region more connected than before. A place that once felt like a collection of separate cities is slowly becoming one large connected metropolitan economy. The most important thing to understand is that Delhi NCR has both old power and new ambition. On one side, it has the central government, ministries, embassies, courts, national media, and political institutions. On the other side, it has startups, multinational companies, luxury housing, private universities, data centers, industrial parks, logistics hubs, malls, airports, and some of the most aggressive real estate development in the country. Very few regions in the world combine political authority and economic ambition at this scale. Of course, the problems are real. Pollution remains a serious challenge. Traffic can be painful. Inequality is visible everywhere. Planning is often uneven, and the speed of construction sometimes puts pressure on basic services. But even with all these challenges, the scale of activity in Delhi NCR is impossible to ignore. Every year, more companies move in, more homes are built, more roads open, more offices rise, more airports and stations are planned, and more surrounding towns become part of the region's growth story. Delhi NCR is important because it brings together India's government, business, real estate, technology, and infrastructure in one region. This is where national decisions are made, where major companies set up offices, where new airports and expressways are being built, and where cities like Gurugram, Noida, Greater Noida, and Jewar are becoming major economic centers for North India. Few regions in the world carry this much political and economic weight at the same time. Delhi NCR is not just a capital region anymore. It is becoming one of Asia's great multi-city power centers. At number 2 is Ho Chi Minh City, the financial and commercial heart of Vietnam. If Hanoi represents the government, planning, and long-term national direction of the country, Ho Chi Minh City represents business energy, speed, capital, and private ambition. It is the place where Vietnam's economic rise feels the most visible on the ground. This city generates a major share of Vietnam's economy and sits at the center of the country's trade, finance, real estate, startups, and consumer market. Walk through Ho Chi Minh City today, and you can feel a young economy moving quickly. Cafes are full, construction is everywhere, startups are growing, motorbikes fill the streets, office towers are rising, and global companies are watching the city more seriously than ever before. Ho Chi Minh City is also closely connected to Vietnam's manufacturing success. Around the wider southern economic region, factories, ports, logistics companies, investors, and workers all come together to support one of Asia's fastest-growing export economies. Goods made in and around Vietnam move from industrial zones to ports, and from there to markets across America, Europe, and the rest of Asia. This is why the city is not just a local business center. It is one of the key gateways between Vietnam and the global economy. The opening of the city's first metro line was an important moment because it showed that Ho Chi Minh City is beginning to build the kind of urban infrastructure its growth now demands. For years, the city grew faster than its transport systems could handle. Roads became crowded, travel became slower, and the pressure on daily life kept increasing. Now with metro projects, road upgrades, airport expansion plans, and new urban areas, the city is trying to prepare itself for the next stage of growth. The city connects factories, ports, investors, young workers, technology companies, real estate developers, global brands, and a rising middle class. It is also the center of Vietnam's consumer economy, where more people are spending on better homes, better food, travel, education, entertainment, and modern services. This matters because a country becomes truly powerful not only when it exports to the world, but also when its own people start earning more, spending more, and dreaming bigger. There is something deeply inspiring about Ho Chi Minh City. It belongs to a country that survived one of the most painful wars of the modern era. But instead of allowing that past to define its future, Vietnam built a new one through discipline, manufacturing, trade, education, and hard work. Ho Chi Minh City is proof that a nation can carry scars and still move forward with extraordinary energy. That is why this city deserves its place so high on the list. It is not perfect, and it still has serious challenges with traffic, housing, and infrastructure. But the direction is clear. Ho Chi Minh City is becoming one of Asia's most important business engines, and it shows how quickly a country can change when its people decide that the future will not be limited by the pain of the past. And at number one, the crown belongs to India, to Bengaluru, the city the world knows as the Silicon Valley of India. This is not just a nickname anymore. Bengaluru has become one of the most important technology cities on the planet. The city is home to India's largest concentration of global capability centers. They are places where global companies build software, run engineering teams, design products, manage AI systems, handle cybersecurity, develop analytics, and support some of the most important operations in the world. Bengaluru has become the city where multinational companies come when they need serious technology talent at scale. The city also has one of the strongest startup ecosystems in Asia. Companies in food delivery, mobility, fintech, education technology, software, deep tech, space tech, and AI have all grown from Bengaluru's talent base. Indian IT giants like Infosys and Wipro are deeply connected to the city, while global companies like Google, Microsoft, Amazon, and many others continue to expand their presence here. But Bengaluru's real story is not only about companies. It is about people. It is about parents who invested everything in education. It is about students who came from small towns and middle-class homes with one dream: to build a better life through knowledge. It is about engineers who quietly built software used by banks, airlines, hospitals, retailers, governments, and technology companies across the world. This is what makes Bengaluru so powerful. It did not rise because of oil. It did not rise because of colonies. It did not rise by taking wealth from weaker nations. It rose through education, ambition, and the ability of Indian talent to solve problems for the world. This city proves that India is not just participating in the future. India is helping build it. The West dominated the last few centuries through industry, empire, finance, and technology. But the next century will be shaped by countries that can educate hundreds of millions, build at scale, manufacture for the world, run digital systems for billions, and turn young ambition into national power. The cities that were once ignored, underestimated, or seen only as outsourcing hubs are now becoming the places where technology, manufacturing, finance, and ambition are being rebuilt for the next century. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on the new world being built right now. And tell us in the comments which city on this list surprised you the most.